What is the best witty comeback you've ever witnessed? A couple of days before my grandfather passed away, the house was steeped in this odd mixture of grief and last-minute chaos. My name is Emily, and my mom, Carol, was still reeling from the news. Grandpa Harold had been in the hospital for weeks, and when the end came, it was sudden but somehow expected. That night, the storm outside seemed almost like it was echoing what we all felt inside: dark, relentless, and inescapable. The night before the funeral, Carol got a call from the funeral home around 9 o'clock. They said she had forgotten a tie for the suit Grandpa's casket viewing would require the next day. It wasn't just a small inconvenience, she had to fetch one from the nursing home, the place where Grandpa's belongings were kept, and then bring it to the funeral home before morning. Carol panicked instantly. Driving on a stormy night at that hour, with the roads slick and visibility low, felt impossible. She was already running on a threadbare nerve, and this was the straw that pushed her over the edge. My dad, James, had a different approach to the whole situation. He had a collection of clip-on ties, brightly colored, patterned, sometimes tacky, always perfectly neat. He loved them, partly because they were easy to wear, and partly because he genuinely thought they made him look sophisticated. When he saw my mom start spiraling, he leaned back in his chair and said, calm as a Sunday morning, "Oh, don't go doing that trip on a night like tonight and at this time of night. Just grab one of my clip-on ties and take it with you in the morning." My mom's eyes widened. She hated the idea of clip-on ties. Always had. Her father, Harold, had been one of those men who prided himself on doing things properly, tying a knot perfectly, adjusting the collar just so. Clip-ons were a joke to her. Cheap, lazy, a shortcut that dishonored the art of dressing formally. Without thinking, she blurted out, voice sharp with exasperation, "My father wouldn't be caught dead wearing a clip-on tie." The room went quiet for a second, and then she realized what she had said. The weight of the words hit her immediately. She had just invoked Grandpa's death in the middle of a practical argument about clothing. Her hand flew to her face, and the tears came fast and heavy, spilling over before she could stop them. My dad froze too, momentarily unsure whether to laugh or comfort her. It was the kind of line that was darkly witty, accidental in timing, and devastating in emotional impact. He finally let out a chuckle, softly at first, then louder, because despite the horror of the timing, the sharpness of her comeback had cut through the tension like a knife. My mom laughed through her tears too, because even though she felt guilty for saying it, it was undeniably clever. The humor of the situation, a stormy night, a forgotten tie, a husband suggesting a clip-on, and my mom's instinctive tribute to her father's pride, was absurdly poignant. It wasn't mean-spirited, just painfully honest. The next morning, we found a compromise. Mom still wore a proper tie, one of Grandpa's own from the nursing home, but she admitted to me later, quietly, that the clip-on suggestion had lingered in her mind and made her smile despite the grief. That moment, brief as it was, became something we remembered for years. It wasn't just the line itself, it was how perfectly it captured my mom's relationship with my dad, with Grandpa, and with the absurdity that life sometimes throws at you, even in your darkest hours. It's one of those things that comes up in conversation when we talk about family, and it still makes us pause and laugh, even though it's wrapped up in loss. Carol's sharp response, so quick and instinctive, stands out as one of the smartest, most cutting comebacks I've ever witnessed. It was honest, devastating, and brilliant, all in the same breath. Seconds later, she cried. Minutes later, we were laughing through the tears. That night, the storm outside seemed a little less heavy, if only for a moment.